Apple has $200 billion in cash. So why did they borrow $12 billion last year? Amazon did the same. Microsoft too. They know a secret from August 15th, 1971, and it's making them richer every single day while your savings shrink. That single day flipped the rules of money upside down, and if you're still saving cash like your grandparents did, you're playing a rigged game. I'm going to show you the 5 strategies the wealthy use to profit from inflation while everyone else loses. You see it everywhere. Groceries, up 25%. Gas, up 40%. Rent, up 30%. Your paycheck stays the same, but everything costs more. You feel like you're running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. That's not an accident. It's the largest wealth transfer in human history, and it's completely invisible. Most people think inflation is chaos, random and unpredictable. But for the ultra-wealthy, inflation is systematic profit. It's not a bug in the system, it's the feature that keeps them on top. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to stop losing and start winning. Let's go back. Before 1971, every dollar was backed by gold. You could literally trade your paper money for real metal. This meant governments couldn't just print money whenever they wanted. Saving was smart. Debt was dangerous. The middle class thrived. Then, August 15th, 1971, President Nixon closes the gold window forever. Suddenly, money isn't backed by anything. The rules completely reverse. In the old world, save money, get rich. In the new world, save money, get poor. Here's what changed. The government can now print unlimited money, and they do. In 2020 alone, they printed 22% of all dollars ever created. Where does that money go first? To those closest to the printer, governments, banks, megacorporations. This is called the Cantillon Effect. By the time those diluted dollars reach you through your paycheck, prices have already jumped. The rich get first access to cheap money. You get last access to expensive money. Ray Dalio said it perfectly. Cash is trash. If you've ever felt like you're working harder but getting poorer, smash that like button right now. Because what I'm about to show you next is how the rich weaponize debt to get richer while you sleep. When you hear debt, you probably think credit card disaster. And you're right. Variable, high-interest debt destroys wealth. But fixed-rate debt, that's the secret weapon. Remember Apple with $200 billion in cash. They borrowed money at 1.5% interest. Then they invested that borrowed money for 10% returns. That's an 8.5% profit on money that isn't even theirs. That's genius. But here's where it gets wild. If inflation is running at 7% and you borrow at 3%, you're effectively being paid to borrow. Every year, inflation erodes the real value of what you owe. You repay the bank with cheaper dollars. Let's make this real. Say you bought a house in 2020 for $350,000 with a fixed-rate mortgage at 3%. That payment is locked in for 30 years. Meanwhile, inflation runs at 4% annually. After 10 years, your mortgage payment feels like nothing compared to your income. But your house, it's now worth $600,000. You just made $250,000 in equity, plus the value of your debt shrunk by 30%. You built wealth using the bank's money while inflation did the heavy lifting. That's the game. The wealthy don't just hold any assets, they hold the right assets. Warren Buffett ranks them. Cash is the worst, bonds are second worst, gold is okay, but productive assets are king. What's a productive asset? It's something that grows and generates cash. Real estate, businesses, stocks. But not all stocks are created equal in inflation. Buffett looks for 2 things. First, low capital requirements. Some businesses eat all their profits just to stay alive. Imagine a trucking company. They make $1 million, but then inflation hits and a new truck costs $200,000 instead of $150,000. All their profit disappears into replacing equipment. Second, pricing power. Can the company raise prices without losing customers? Apple raises the iPhone price by $100. Do you switch to Android? Probably not. That's pricing power. Compare that to a generic t-shirt company. If they raise prices, you just buy the cheapest one. Zero pricing power. Drop a comment right now. What's one company you think has unbeatable pricing power? I'll personally respond to the best answers. And while you're at it, subscribe, because we're about to cover the controversial inflation hedges that people love to argue about. Now, we get to the assets everyone fights about: gold and crypto. Gold has preserved wealth for 5,000 years. While the dollar lost 95% of its value over the last century, gold held steady. It's the ultimate disaster insurance. When governments collapse, when currencies fail, gold survives. But here's Buffett's criticism. Gold just sits there. It doesn't produce anything. You can't eat it. It doesn't pay dividends. It doesn't grow a business. If you bought all the gold in the world, you'd have a giant cube of metal. Or, for the same money, you could buy all the farmland in the US plus 10 ExxonMobils, which would produce more wealth over 100 years. Then there's Bitcoin. After the Fed printed trillions in 2020, Bitcoin exploded from $3,600 to over $60,000. Many people see it as digital gold, scarce, portable, and outside government control. But it's incredibly volatile. You could 10 times your money or lose 70% in a year. It's a speculation, not a guarantee. However, it's the speculation that rich investors took when they had too much printed money and nowhere else to put it. We've covered assets: real estate, stocks, gold, crypto. But there's one asset that beats them all. One asset no government can tax away, no inflation can erode, and no market crash can destroy. That asset is you, your skills, your expertise, your value to the marketplace. Warren Buffett calls this the best investment anyone can make. Here's why. Let's say you went to medical school 20 years ago. You paid for that education in old dollars, maybe $100,000 total. But today, as a top surgeon, you earn $500,000 per year in current dollars. Your skills were purchased cheaply in the past, but they command premium prices today. That's the ultimate arbitrage. The same applies to any expertise. If you're the best coder, the best marketer, the best writer, you have pricing power over your own labor. When you're exceptional at what you do, you're not competing on price anymore. You're competing on value, and value always outpaces inflation. This is why millionaires obsess over personal development. It's not self-help nonsense, it's economic survival. Your brain is the one asset that appreciates faster than any investment. Let's bring it all together. August 15th, 1971. The rules flipped. Saving cash became a losing strategy. The wealthy figured this out immediately and adapted. Their playbook, Strategy 1, understand that inflation is systematic, not random. Strategy 2, use fixed-rate debt as a weapon while inflation erodes it. Strategy 3, own productive assets with low capital needs and pricing power. Strategy 4, hedge with gold or crypto if you want, but understand the trade-offs. Strategy 5, invest relentlessly in your own skills and expertise. You have a choice. Keep playing by 1950s rules and watch your wealth evaporate, or adopt the strategies of the people who win in this system. The game isn't fair. But now you know the rules. If this video changed how you see money, there's more to this story. Click the I button to watch How the Rich Turn Debt into Free Money. It'll blow your mind. And hit subscribe because I break down these hidden financial systems every single week. This is the kind of content the algorithm quietly buries. but the smart ones already found it. Be one of them.